Joining me back on the show, Glenn Sparv. He'll be fighting at FMD 16 in the main event. Middleweight title is on the line versus Mehdi Bagheri in Bangkok, Thailand. What's going on, Glenn?
What up? Not much. Yeah, defending my title. 2 weeks. Ready to go.
It's a lovely thing, right? Before we get into your fight stuff, let's talk about UFC 229. I wanted to get your thoughts on that situation. Khabib, he destroys McGregor, and then a brawl commences afterwards. Many people came out. They're angry, They're saying, like, this puts the sport back 20 years, and they're not acting like true martial artists. What is your take on this situation?
Well, first of all, many people, or most people, are dumb. They're just like sharing their opinions. Some of them like riding McGregor's dick, some of them riding Khabib's dick, but it's no like neutral opinion. And everyone focusing on the brawl. They just forgot about the fight. Like, if you keep focusing on the brawl, like, that's what media's gonna focus on too. Like, maybe put that behind us already and just focus on the fight. But end of the night, like, yeah, what Khabib's corner did was wrong. They left the field of play and attacked like another guy. If they would have stayed in the field of play and maybe his cornerman would have like calmed down a little bit and not jumped people, it would be a different thing. But since they left the field of play, people come into the field of play that didn't have anything to do with it. It's not good. It's not good. No matter what McGregor said, no matter what insults he said, it does not matter. Fight him at the after party, fight him at the hotel, fight him anywhere, but not on live TV. That's just dumb.
Yeah, it seems
that's
like
just my.
It seems
that's
like
just
McGregor, he just moved on. He don't even care. He's out there playing football and selling his alcohol. And even Khabib, he just goes back home and he's like a national hero.
Yeah, end of the night, it was a bad publicity for the sport. But for McGregor selling his whiskey, it was gold. It was gold. This is good. Everyone knows who McGregor is. And he's like, now McGregor is like, now everyone feeling sorry for McGregor. They're not blaming him because he was attacked. So he's like getting the good publicity from it, and he's selling his fucking Prophet 12. No, it's good publicity for him. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's all around. You gotta look at the positives of it, and yeah, both of them are winning, man. Now Khabib's talking about fighting Mayweather and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It's always good for the sport. Now let's jump into your fight at RFC 2 last July. You were on a good streak, and you dropped a unanimous decision against a top-ranked Korean prospect. Coming out of that fight, how long did it take for you to get over that setback and move forward to the next challenge?
No, it didn't take that long. I was pretty beat down, but I knew like life goes on. Next day, sun came up again, and it's back to work. So yeah. I took a fight in China then in a couple of days' notice. Went there, did my heavyweight debut. That went well, and yeah, now we're just moving on.
You are a true prize fighter, and you have a lot of experience. Does this allow you to get over these types of obstacles quicker and move forward?
Yeah, definitely. It's just every loss is different. Like, beginning of my career, when you lost, it did not really have that big effect on you because I still had like a full-time job that were like paying the bills. I wasn't living off fighting. I was living off a full-time job. But when you get a little bit higher up, like, okay, that's not good. How am I gonna get because it affects your income, it affects your future. So, but you also learn, like, you get a couple of wins after the last loss, and people fucking forget about it. It's just how it is. It's not the end of the world.
You mentioned that you did take a last minute fight in China. 2 months after that fight at heavyweight, you snatched up a 55-second arm triangle finish. Are you a believer in jiu-jitsu now?
No, that's like from my combat sambo days. That's 101 combat sambo. I knew I had the ground advantage, and yeah, I used it.
All right. Well, you get back in the winner's circle. You feel good now. Let's talk about FMD. You were the FMD original main event in 2014. Now you're returning for the first time to main event again. Watching the promotion grow from afar, what do you think of the growth it has had?
It's been a pretty amazing. Like when they had the first event, and I met John not for the first time. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? This guy is nuts. And yeah, he's nuts, but he's good at being nuts. It's just how it is. And it's been a good growth, and we have to remember it is the only professional MMA event in Thailand. It's not that easy, like being alone and like leading the way. He's setting the path. It's probably a lot of obstacles that we do not know about. Like, so yeah, it could probably be a faster growth, but we're in Thailand. It's not that goddamn easy.
Your opponent, Bagheri, he's undefeated wrestler from Iran. How do you rate his wrestling?
I don't. I do not rate his wrestling. This is not wrestling. He might be a wrestler, but this is MMA. And if you rate my wrestling, it's pretty goddamn good. And if you rate my MMA wrestling, it's also pretty goddamn good. And I've been tested. He has not been tested. It's a difference. It's like, yeah, if you're sitting in a Prius, it's probably fucking good. But when you jump into a Ferarri, it's really fucking good. It's just two different worlds.
The cage for FMD is a small cage. Many say it's tailored for grapplers in some aspects, especially against the fence. Do you see advantages in that position?
No, it's tailored for getting kicked in the head on the ground. That's what it is. It's tailored for action. It's like, if he wants to go to the fence with me, do it. Like, it does not matter to me if it's a big cage or a small cage. It does not matter.
Many believe this fight might be won on the feet since the grappling could cancel, you guys could cancel each other out. Do you agree with this?
First of all, nobody's canceling each other out here. It's a different world. Like, we're not canceling it out. If I want to keep this fight on the feet, I'll keep it on the feet. If I want to keep it on the fence, I'll keep it on the fence. If I want to keep it on the ground, I'll keep it on the ground. It's nothing canceling anything out. It's just how it is.
This will be your 5th fight this year, but Mehdi has not competed since the Javier Trujillo fight a year ago. Is it a big mistake to take so much time off since you are a very active fighter?
No, not just yeah, it's a big mistake taking like time off, but it's also a big mistake going from Javier Trujillo to me. That's a huge step. That's like going from playing basketball in your backyard to going to NBA. It's not the same.
During the main event of FMD 16, how do you see the night going down?
Well, I know it's going to be a wild night. That's for sure. It's going to be a wild night, but I'm not really sure if it's a 3-round fight or a 5-round fight. I'll probably have to check that out. But I'm always ready for 5 rounds, so it doesn't matter. And even if it's a 3-round, you have to be ready for 5 rounds. You saw Khabib and McGregor, like they call in the next round and then start a brawl. You always have to be ready for that brawl. And yeah, it doesn't matter if it's 3 rounds or 5 rounds. It's not going to go to the end, but it's not going to be be stopped in the first round. I have to set an example in the first round, and then see what we go after that.
Before I let you go, I wanted to ask you about Chael Sonnen and his fight with Fedor. Did you expect the outcome?
Yeah, I kind of expected the outcome. I was cheering for Chael, of course, but Fedor is a big boy, and Chael is not a heavyweight. He's not a heavyweight, and when you go after the heavyweight divisions, if you're fighting a true heavyweight, it's gonna look like a little bit of ragdolling. It's just how it was, but But the thing is, like, win or lose, Chael is still like promoting it. Even straight in the post-fight interview, he was still promoting it. You know, how do you call that a loser? How can you lose if you're still promoting it, if you're still making that cash? Nah.
Yeah, he is a guy that, in his mind, has never lost a fight.
No. Oh, I see that.
How do you see the finals going down for the Bellator Heavyweight Tournament? Fedor versus Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader is a light heavyweight. Do you think there's a big difference? Because Ryan Bader looked much bigger than Fedor when they faced off.
Yeah. Well, Fedor is... Yeah, he's a heavyweight, but maybe a little bit of a chubby, lightweight. But he's also always been in the heavyweight division. But Bader is like... He's a solid boy at that weight. He's not a middleweight coming up. So I see Bader running through him. But I want Fedor to win. It would be nice to see him win, but I think Bader is too much for him.
All right, November 3rd, FMD 16, main event, middleweight titles on the line. Glenn Sparv, catch him in Bangkok. Thanks for your time, Glenn.
Thank you.